Welcome back. So we are on day 300. Our official count is day 300. ArcZera's minimap will say day 301. So let's get started. We are on our next build, and we actually need to run back to base for a minute. Thought I had everything prepared. And I forgot a couple of things. So let's go ahead and grab this and this. And this can go up there for the moment before we head on back to our silo, because we are going to make another silo. However, this hill right here has to vanish first, because we are actually going to put our next silo right here, but it's going to be a little bit different than the one in shape than the one we have right there. With that being said, let's get started. still not sure about that roof, but it's time to move on to the next project, and that is a villager breeder. So let's run over here and see if I can find any villagers. I'm not sure there's any left, but let's find out. The answer is there's 3 left, but one's a nitwit. So we're waiting for the other 2. There's 1, there's 2. Okay, let's transport them over to where we are going to build this villager breeder. But let's craft some boats because that's going to make moving them a lot easier than trying to do this using job blocks. It's just too long. And after much trial and error, in the lower right hand corner is now our villager breeder. It's built into a hill. The top of the hill is where our 2 main villagers sit or live. The bottom of the hill is where the baby villagers grow up. And the me on my screen is building a fish farm. It's got a lot of problems though, so I'm not sure if we'll ever go back to it. But it was fun to work on and give me a project to do while I was waiting and testing out this villager farm. With one more farm down, we get to the main farm that we wanted to do next, and that is our iron farm. So with some villagers there already pulled over from our villager farm, we are ready to go ahead and get started. And it is day 370. We need to fix that on Sarah's map. It's almost at the end of day 370. Sorry about that, guys. We had a small technical glitch. So, while we are here and we don't have much time left in the day, um, I realized I've been using a lot of these shulkers, and we've got some more boxes up here. Well, they're not out anymore, but if we open up this tab, you can see we've got a lot of them. Some of them died, some of them not. Where might they be coming from? Because I'm not showing a lot of in-city rating on screen. Well, there's a reason for that, and it's that I'm not doing a lot of in-city rating. So, in those last 15-20 days of, I believe it was 200 days. Oh, we have a shulker farm. I'm invisible, aren't I? Oh. Guess that really doesn't stop entities from hitting me, though. We are going to go ahead and get on out of here. So, we have that. As you can see, we've got a stack and a partial of new shulker bot shells, and we will go ahead and take them back. It doesn't take very long for them to doesn't take it very long for it to produce a good amount of shells. I believe it's supposed to give 760 per hour spent at the farm. So a good amount, hence why we moved it over there from being over here. Now that it is actually finished, there was a few stuff that I had to go back in and fix, which was not easy, I can promise you that. But that is end of credits version 3. I do believe you can go ahead. I will try and remember and leave a link on the YouTube or in the description of this video. I'm not going to post a tutorial because he's got a couple on over there. And it always works. It always helps out if we can send more traffic over there. Over to who made it. So, go ahead and do that. And move on. So, if you see all of the colored Sharkro boxes, that is why. Because we have pretty much an infinite supply. So, oh, I need the levels, so this is great. Awesome. So I have been using that little trick. I don't get the extra points. I do take some damage, but if I let one of the other pillagers kill the captain, I don't get the bad omen. So I have seen a couple of comments that you can't die shulkers in survival Minecraft. It's actually really easy. You just, it's an unsorted chest. Put dye and the chest in, or a shulker box in the crafting table, and it will dye it. At least in Java. In Bedrock, I believe you have to use cauldrons. You put dye in the cauldron and it changes the color of the water. And after that, you click it with the shulker box or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't play Bedrock. But I'm pretty sure that is, I know it has something to do with cauldrons. So that is that. That is a redstone piece. So that is supposed to be over here. Okay. But with that having been said and done, it is time to move on to something else yet again. So let's go ahead and take this on over to the experience farm where I'm stashing all of these. I'm missing a couple. I'm gonna have to hunt them down. I know I've beaten more than 3 of them. I wonder, are you in the miscellaneous box up here? Yes. Let's go ahead and hang these up real quick. And then we will continue with some more building. Oh, I can't make it symmetrical anymore. Guess I can. There we go. I don't know. They're pretty creepy. I'm going to have to make my own banners. But, so, I am going to be building a new base soon. Are we doing that quite yet? No. Here's another one I don't think I built on screen, but it was here recent while I was trying to make the fish farm work and all of that kind of stuff, because I needed some more bamboo for the farm. So we do have this. It's bamboo on one side, sugarcane on the other. Not that I really need it, but there is that. And then I'm not sure if this is actually working or not, but I have the chunk loader sort of built here. Again, I don't think it's working. Yeah, I don't think it's actually working like it's supposed to. There we go. I do like playing with the Minecraft music on. Unfortunately, YouTube flags my videos when it has it on, so doesn't quite work. We are not finished over here. Landscaping, that is, I will probably come back through on the next 400 days video, and or the next 100 days video, and clear out some of the rest of this landscaping. Or I might just do it on a live stream and just skip it, not include it in the 100 days format. But that can mess up my count, so I'm already not including any time spent AFK and that kind of thing. And I'm doing that just by setting, using game rules on and off real quick. If you turn the daylight cycle off for a few, while I'm in the machine or something like that, it will turn off the day ticker. So, and I am going to have to get some more scaffolding over here. Is this box with it? Yep. I was actually going to build a second shulker farm over there, and then spent some time at the one over there and decided not to. So, that works there. So we do have these houses to go ahead and take down. I've got a couple of spots like this around that I need to take care of. Eventually, we have our beacon down over there. But, so, my plan for this is, we've got the whole city wall. So basically, if I open up our map, there we go. So the outside white box, or outside white circle that I've encased everything in, is the field's border. So that is the absolute border of basically the lands immediately answerable to this city. But this inside, I don't want to call it exactly a peninsula, but it's not an island. But this section right here on the inside, surrounded in, so the small cut across right here pretty much, all of this covered in by the water, um, and this line meeting up to the white line over here. That is our city proper, and eventually we will be building walls. That is the section that we have pretty much done and cleared and fully landscaped. We will be coming back through and working on some more of that eventually. Like I said, probably the next 100 days. It might be a little bit more than that. I spent so much time doing that that I kind of got bored, and we needed to work on something else. So, that is another sugar box that needs upgraded when I get a chance. But, so our plan, looking back at the map. So, we've got a lot of fields on this side and on this side, and I'm planning on the entrance on this side to be more of a rural area. So we need to head on back this way. With that being said, we are going to have more of a wider gate over here, or more of two great gates. We're going to have the farmer's gate, which is going to be structured a little bit differently, and then we'll have the regular gate on this side that welcomes visitors from this side. With it being a little bit more circular, there is going to be 4 to 6 gates. I haven't decided, between 4 to 6 gates over here to sort of give us everything, all of the entry points that we need, that kind of thing, to take care of this thriving city. Actually, this works right here. But we are going to be putting in some streets and that kind of stuff very shortly. But first, we are going to do our first build in the city. And it is actually going to be right about here. So some of it's going to be built into this, and some of it is not going to be. You're going to be able to see both sides of it, honestly. But basically, the farmer's gate of our city is going to be right over here. And right up into this, basically, right next to it, is going to be a sort of warehouse. And is going to be the warehouse for all of our plant materials. Now, the fun thing about our warehouse is that it is actually going to be functional, and this is going to be our storage building for all of our food-based materials. So it is going to, I mean, it's still going to have that barn type shape, not the silo shape, but the barn type shape that you are sort of looking for when you are doing that. So going to transfer our points for our build here, head back to base, and get everything we need for that. And we are back at base. It is day 380. We have had some stuff going on, and we had to take care of that. So as you can see, we have gone through and we have updated a whole bunch of our regular chests into mimic chests, done some reorganization, that kind of stuff. Started going through chests looking for items and found a couple of miscellaneous chests and decided, let's go ahead and take the time and put our stuff away. Make things a little bit more efficient. We started adding some shulker boxes in, but we are really going to have to get a move on to that bigger base with more proper storage in it here very shortly. Now, I had said that we were going to start on our food storage building next. Unfortunately, we have come up a little short on a couple of items, mainly dice, that we do need to find. Well, not really find. Um, Most of all of the dyes in Minecraft come from flowers, and different flowers have different things that they come from, or different biomes that they spawn in, and that kind of thing. But for the most part, you can build a couple of different flower farms and get all the flowers that you need. Again, it does depend on the biome that you are in, and it is only single. Most or the regular farms only give you the single block flowers. You have to build special farms for the double block towers. Um, but on that front, we do have plenty of bone meal. Um, Having even more bones over here every time we use this experience farm. Because it is a skeleton farm, we are getting plenty of bones. Um, so though I will probably eventually make a bone meal farm, I am not at this very moment. That was sort of the second intention behind the fish farm that has now been drained, because it did not work at all. At all. We had no luck with the fish farm. Um, but we are going to go ahead and pull all of these bones on out of here. We do need to come back through over here, and we need to start emptying out some of these chests, just disenchanting items and throwing them away. Basically just need to make a trash can system up and start throwing some stuff away. Now, we could do this a couple of ways. I could do this all mechanically, or I could do this all by hand. But an AFK farm does make it a little bit faster. It just depends really on where you build it. Certain biomes have a higher chance of sunflowers and a lower chance of other flowers. We are going to go ahead and transform these on into blocks as much as we can and take them back to base and chest them, storage them. So this one is on upstairs for the most part. We have a couple of stacks down up here, and then we have a whole nother chest right here. So we have, as I said, plenty of bone meal. We even have a little bit more on up in here. So go ahead and craft those on up into blocks and move on. And welcome back. Just sleep first. But we are done with our flower farms. And yes, I did say flower farms. We did do more than one. So we've got one here. And this is the AFK version. So this one is always running, which is why I put it over here by our iron farm, because it is in our spawn chunks. But that should fill up with flowers. We'll have to come back every once in a while. Did do a really big chest monster right here, like I did at the iron farm. So we are going to have to fix that at some point. Much like we're going to have to figure out why we keep getting all iron golems over here. They should all be going into the lava box, but I guess not. So that goes there. We've already done some serious testing, so ideally most of these did not come from this one. They came from, so we are over within our city limits inside this little section over here, and we will eventually be making some buildings or something like that around it. So this is, and we have some in here, so I am going to go ahead and flip it on. This is just basically it's a piston flower farm. We've got a piston moss farm. It's not quite working correctly. I think I need to go back through and look at the schematics for this one, but it's just the same piston moss farm, the same that you would get if you, some cases you can do this with soul sand and something else, and it's the basis of a nether wart farm as well. So that is this, and you just click the lever, and then you go and collect. So we go ahead and get this, set that down, and remember this is just a couple of seconds right there, and we got 13 wheat seeds, 4 dandelions, an oxeye daisy, an azure bluet, and several poppies. With the iron farm going, I don't really need the poppies, like, at all. But, so most of these go from here. Now, the tulips did not. Like I was saying earlier, it does depend on what biome. So we are in a plains slash river biome over here. Oh, we are, yeah. Mainly in a plains biome, so we are mainly going to get that kind of stuff. So, but if we go over here, and this is what took most of the time, was actually going down and finding one. And there we go. Built exactly the same. And this one gives you a variety of tulips. Mainly we've gotten the white tulips and the orange tulips. We don't seem to be getting a whole bunch of the red tulips. But, again, I can build it in another location to change that. But we do have a little bit of a flower forest over here. So the thing about me wanting to find a flower forest and build one over here is that a flower forest will let you, theoretically, will give you all of the flowers in the game except for the 2 block tall flowers, and I believe the azure, or the other blue one that is not the cornflower. So, but while we're over here, we're gonna go ahead and pick up a couple of these, because at some point in time I will be making a double flower farm. So the double flower farms are really simple because you just feed that whatever double flower you've got, and you feed it some bone meal, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio. You feed it 1 bone meal, you get 1 flower in return. So it is pretty good. So we are over by Ice Mountain. We are across from that. So we are pretty far out. If I open this on up. This is Ice Mountain where we got that. Got the ice. Ice Mountain's over here. We've got another mountain of ice over here. Got a big meadow in between. And it's about Y120 in through here too. So it's pretty good high up. I believe we've got another one over here. I may be wrong. And we have another one over here by the looks of it. Not 100% certain. But again, this is our main base area. So not sure how much we'll have to use it. But I will have to definitely add that chunk into one of our other worlds, which we'll be updating soon. I'm still trying to figure out how to set that all up. But head on back home, because we are getting ready to do something else. Drop those on here. Like I said, we've got poppies galore, and that's not even half of them that are at the iron farm. So we're going to actually just drop all of this extra stuff over here for the moment. We'll take that along. I want this. And we're going to want this. Going to go ahead and locate one of our, oh, they're all in here. Grab one of our treasure boxes. Errors. There we go. I'm actually going to put this one back because that is my fortune pick. And we want a silk touch pick. I've got two, but that one's the one with attraction on it. Let me go and take some more of this. I'm going to actually drop two of those on in there. So let's see, I think that should be all. I don't want to take my elytra just because I feel like we're going to need our chest plate for this. And I did make up a Carbonado chest plate in here. That's this one. It's a gilded Carbonado one, so that if I go into the Nether, I have gold on, and that makes the piglins not attack me. But for our special end of the episode, for our last few days, we have our last dimension over here that we have not yet been through, and this is the hunting dimension. Go ahead and take a couple of those on with us, at least try to. And there we go. That's interesting. Ah. I forgot how fast these guys are. Yes, that is the one thing about the hunting dimension, is that it is always night. There's a Vex up there. Bummer. We're gonna have to go back and get my stuff at least. So we are gonna go ahead and head back there later on. But it is something to look forward to. I do want to explore that world. You can get some lots of good loot. But we do have to level up some more before we can manage that. So we have about 8 days left. I think we've got enough time for about one more farm. So actually, let's head on over here. There's 2 more of you. Bummer. But we are going to go ahead and head on this way. Let's check back with everything we've done in this episode, because we've done quite a bit. So this farm ended up being a dud. We couldn't get it to work. So we do have what was going to be our fish farm over here. It didn't quite work. So we'll have to come back to that. I did turn off the villager farm because we got oversaturated pretty quickly. So all of the beds up there have been claimed. I'll have to go through it and deal with that when we want to turn it back on later. We've got our iron farm here, which over the course of this episode has, well, done quite well. Go ahead and take this portion with me. We just finished up the flower farm, and it's done quite good. I mean, I've got 64 cornflowers, and those aren't the most usual. We will have to keep that one will run as long as it's got bone meal in it, so we will have to stop by every once in a while and fill it back up with bone meal. So I wanted to do a build next, but we got stopped by the flower farms. Let's head back to base because we've got one more over there. We've got a couple more over here. So we've got our AFK chicken farm over here, and it automatically cooks the chicken. So what happens is you've got a whole bunch of chickens up here, and they keep laying eggs. The eggs get picked up by the hopper, get dispensed out here. With every dispensing a of an egg, the dispenser here lets out that bucket of lava, and if one of these chickens has grown up, we get a cooked chicken. It's not the most efficient just because you only got so much of a chance for the chicken to actually, or the egg to actually hatch a chicken. Oh my goodness, what happened over here, guys? Did our minecart failed? So let's run on over to base. Get that back running up again. There we go. We did go ahead and for the most part clear this on out over the episode today as well. Not fully, but we do have a shulker back at base that has a whole bunch in it. We've got a bamboo farm on this side and a sugarcane farm on this side. Over here, and then theoretically, I'm not sure if it's working or not. I can honestly say that I'm not sure if it's working. But we have yeah, it's not working. Eventually, I hope it will. But I may just have not put it in right. I may need to put this one more over. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out next episode. And then our big project for this 100 days has been our silo. So we did this section in the previous 100 days. I wondered where you had gone. And we did this section all this 100 days. So I haven't put anything in the 4 inner ones or the 4 on that side. So we do have 8 silos, 8 spots that are open still. Deep slate will probably go in one of these. I'm not sure which one. And cobblestone will probably be taken out of both of these and just put into one. I'll probably move the cobblestone to this center one if I'm being honest, because I've got most of my cobblestone in this, and if we jump on down here, it's only got one lit up here and one lit up on this side as well. So I think we are going to go ahead and end this episode a few days early. And I am going to get started on that other build now that we've got some flowers for dyes to be able to actually fill that on up. And go from there. So, thank you for watching this episode and have a great and wonderful Minecraft day. We'll see you next 100 days in Minecraft.